I find Manjam to be a pretty weird episode of Peep Show. Many moments from this episode have gone on to be loved by fans, like the introduction of the Dobby Club and the naming of Danny Dyer's chocolate homunculus. Plus it's an episode that really brings the fan favourite Gerard back into the spotlight in a big way. And while I like all of these moments, I find the Dobby side of the episode to actually be written quite poorly, at least in comparison to the bar that has been set by the show in the past. I'm not saying it's not funny, because it certainly is, and one could certainly argue that the amount of laughs a comedy gets should be the measure upon which its writing should be judged, but given how well constructed the story of the show has been in the past, moments in which the writing falters a bit really do stand out. What I'm referring to here is the introduction of Simon, who we find out is Dobby's new boyfriend. They're going out, and so Mark and Gerard resign themselves to missing their chance with her, and then suddenly, without any mention of Simon at all, Dobby agrees to start dating Mark when they're outside the pub? Huh? You've barely established that she was even in a relationship, which should have been a pretty big deal given that we've spent the last 2 series focusing on Mark wanting to be with her, and we've had a single scene in which it's hinted that there may be some differences between Dobby and Simon, and now they've already broken up and Dobby's dating Mark? How many days have even passed in universe since you established Dobby and Simon were dating? This is a character that has been established to want to take relationships slowly, plus why does she almost immediately stop caring about the fact that the weird Dobby Club existed? From a story perspective, I just don't buy this sequence of events at all, given what has previously been established about these characters. But, you know, you can also kind of ignore all of that. I don't think it would be incorrect to say that the overarching story of Peep Show becomes less important as time goes on, and at this point it really isn't the main draw of the show like it was in the past. This is a big shame in my opinion, and something the later series are definitely lacking in comparison to the previous ones. But it's not all doom and gloom. I really like the moment in this episode where Jez puts on his tacky sunglasses inside and his POV shot gets darker. That's a great little visual gag, and one that I'm surprised hadn't come up before. I think in general these good little moments definitely carry the episode despite its arguably poor writing, but there's only so long you can coast along like this without doing further improvements.